Why do we do it? Why do we spend our weekends at flea markets, our nights on eBay, and our shelf space on things we don't technically need? Whether it's multiple Hot Wheels or a single perfect limited edition Furby, the impulse to collect is one of the most uniquely human behaviors we have. Today we're looking inside the head of a collector. We're going to explore the neuropsychology of the hunt and why your brain is literally wired to want just one more. To understand this obsession, we must look at the brain. Dr. Shirley Mueller, a neuroscientist and collector herself, breaks this down in her fascinating book, Inside the Head of a Collector: Neuropsychological Forces at Play. I came to know Dr. Mueller when I accepted a treasured flip clock of hers to restore. What a pleasure to get to know this respected scientist and collector. And while she had an interest in getting her flip clock working, her love is collecting Chinese export porcelain. Her book is a beautiful synthesis of images and stories of her collection and experiences, interspersed with the neuroscience behind why we collect. To oversimplify some of Dr. Mueller's findings and assertions, our brains are a battlefield between two main areas when we're collecting. The nucleus accumbens. This has been called the pleasure center. It acts as a hub for processing reward, motivation, and pleasure. When you spot a rare find, it floods your system with dopamine. The insula. This area, among other things, registers pain, specifically the pain of the price tag. The interplay of these areas helps you determine if the joy of getting just one more thing for your collection is worth the pain. Interestingly, according to Dr. Mueller, the high isn't actually in the owning, it's in the anticipation. Your dopamine levels often peak right before you buy the item. This is why the thrill of the hunt is so addictive. Once it's on your shelf, the dopamine levels drop, and your brain starts looking for the next hit. Think about Hot Wheels. For some, it's not just a toy car. It's a quest for the Super Treasure Hunt logo. Or Furby collectors who might seek out one of the limited edition Furbies, like the Royal Furby. But it gets weirder. It seems people will collect almost anything. Drink coasters, vintage fast food ashtrays, or salt and pepper shakers. Here are some clips of the Gatlinburg, Tennessee Salt and Pepper Shaker Museum, which we recently visited. Initially, most of these were the personal collection of Andrea Ludden, a Belgian archaeologist, and her family. A collection that started one day over 35 years ago when they went out to buy a pepper mill because they didn't have one at home that worked. Dr. Mueller points out that collecting helps us categorize the world. It gives us a sense of control, and in some cases, a way to preserve history. I know this neuropsychological force personally. For me, it isn't cars or dolls. As should be obvious by now, I'm hooked on flip clocks. My fascination started in the 1970s. I remember gazing in wide wonder at a friend's brand new Panasonic, luckily an RC6030, with that classic faux wood grain. I was mesmerized. We were poor when I was growing up, and we never owned a flip clock. As time went on, digital LEDs took over, and those mechanical wonders were forgotten. That was until 2003, when I rewatched the 1993 movie Groundhog Day. As you probably know, the movie features a white Panasonic RC6025 flipping from 5:59 to 6 a.m. Seeing that clock flip reignited something in my brain. I didn't just want a flip clock, I wanted the perfect Groundhog Day flip clock. I started buying Groundhog Day flip clocks to get the best parts together to make a nearly flawless machine. The leftover clocks I also eventually restored and sold. I did the same with other famous movie flip clocks. Back to the Future flip clock, No Country for Old Men flip clock. I moved on to collecting historical flip clocks, any clock branded Copel, and flip clocks that made an appearance on TV or in the movies. I must admit, the so-called pleasure center of my brain still lights up every time I anticipate getting another flip clock. I would be interested to learn what you collect and how it all started. Let us know in the comments. So whether you're collecting for the history, the beauty, or just that sweet dopamine hit, remember, there's a scientific reason you love your stuff. If you're into the mechanical beauty of time, please like this video and subscribe. Keep hunting, keep collecting, and I'll see you on the flip side. Thanks for taking the time.